for joining me today. My name is Kelly, and I'm going to be doing a playthrough of Tainted Grail Conquest, which is on Steam. This is published by Awaken Realms and is based on the board game, also of the same name, Tainted Grail. It's set in the same world, but it's not the same storyline. I haven't actually played the board game myself, so I don't know, if any of the characters are the same. I believe the classes are the same, but I think that's about it for what's similar to the board game. I have played this before. I'm not very good at it. But today I'm going to be starting a new adventure just to show you from the beginning. I don't know how long exactly I'm going to be playing today, but we'll see where we get to a good stopping point. And so let's get started. We're going to do the Conquest standard game mode. And let's just enter in my info. Alright, so Tainted Grail Conquest is a roguelike game. This means that it's meant to be infinitely replayable. Your journey will consist of short runs, and each run will be a different adventure. So again, I'm not the greatest at this game. We'll see what happens.
King Arthur promised us safety on these shores. Instead, we found stormy seas, rocks like shark teeth, and treacherous mists. Those few who manage to land will be set by hunger, cold, and nightmares born of weirdness. My people settled around a gnarled old statue. Though we did not understand its origin or purpose, the enemy seemed to avoid it. That was good enough. For a time. In the end, the winds of weirdness only grew stronger, and the statue failed to protect the settlement. There was fear, despair, and then nothingness, as reality melted around us.
You awake to nothingness. All you can sense is darkness. A dense mass of emptiness so total that even your thoughts disintegrate. Then you hear whistling. An eternity seems to pass before something materializes in the darkness with you. Something angry.
Damn it, you weren't supposed to land here. Damn it all to hell!
The creature pauses for a moment, clearly weighing up some options. He taps a finger against one of his horns.
Now, listen, there's a lot to do and no time to waste. What can we try?
Let's go with what's happening.
Perfect. You can speak, and yes, these are really great questions. No easy answers, though. Sorry to disappoint. Now, listen closely. Are you ready? Brace yourself, because what I'm going to tell you is rather important. You're gone. Your village is gone. Everything you've ever known is gone. Yes, everything and everyone. Including your very own self, as I mentioned already. However,
the creature taps two hooves together, marking a dramatic pause.
There is a small chance, an infinitesimally tiny chance, really, to bring it all back. You were saved from death in order to keep your reality from falling apart. But, well, it's not going to be easy. First, we must ensure that you're in good enough condition to actually do anything. Which brings us to the problematic part. Your body.
You squint down at your feet and hands in the darkness. They seem perfectly fine.
Oh no. Oh, goodness me, no. That's just an illusion. I had to get you here somehow, didn't I? Otherwise, you'd start talking about the afterlife and whatnot. And this, my friend, is not an afterlife. This is a total mess. But let's see what we can do. Here, this little trick should get us started at least.
All right. So these are different characters that you can play as character classes. And the only one that's unlocked in the beginning is the Weird Hunter. And Weird Hunters focus on dealing as much damage as possible using quick strikes or powerful blows. So we have, let you can see everything. So we have the Weird Hunter. The faction is Children of Morrigan. Base hit points of 100, base damage 8 to 12. The ultimate ability, so Weird Hunters call upon a beast of the weirdness to deal massive amounts of damage to an enemy, depending on the number of charges they spend, and they charge their ultimate ability by landing hits on enemies. So basically it's just an extra attack that you can do. The longer you save up, the better the hit will be. And then my passive skill is every hit you deal leaves a hunter mark, and 4 hunter marks make enemies vulnerable, which means that the next hit that you do on them is like a stronger hit. So let's go ahead and select that.
Well, it seems your soul isn't strong enough to be picky about its vessel yet. Don't worry, you'll grow. Now, we need to see whether my little trick actually worked.
The goat weaves his fingers in an intricate series of gestures. With a final flourish, he conjures a terrifying creature into the emptiness.
Aha, here we go. This is a powerful Avalonian warlock. But don't worry, he's not really here. Not in the truest sense. Your goal here is simple. Fight. Show me that you've got what it takes.
Alright, so basically, this is me. I have 100 hit points. I don't have any armor, and I'm doing 100% damage, and my base damage is 8 to 12. This is my opponent. He's a 4 dweller. This enemy performs regular attacks, buffs itself, and occasionally summons minions to its side. And as you can see, this is what he's going to do with his next attack, so you can kind of prepare for it. So he's going to use a normal attack, and he's going to deal 10 damage. You can see he has a lot of hit points, 1250, no armor, and he's doing 100% damage, and his base damage is 10. And over here, we have, this comes into play a little bit later during the game itself. It's the weird candle. This over here will tell me what my passive ability is, which is Hunter Marks. This is how many cards I have in my deck. This is how many cards I have in my discard. This is going to be the Weird Hunter, so that extra ability that I have, my ultimate ability. And then this will tell you how many hit points it will do. So if I were to use it right now, I would deal 1 hit or 1 damage, which isn't a lot. You can see damage will increase the amount of charges I collect, all the way up to 20. And then these are the cards I have right now. And this is how many action points I have, or energy to spend. And then these at the top, those are the energy / action points. So I have an attack, which obviously the red cards are going to be your attack cards. And the blue cards are more defense cards. They call them stance cards here. And, you know, they're not always a defense. So this one will give me 1 block, but they also have some that may increase my next hits that I do, or, you know, various other things. So they're not always defensive. So since he's going to do 10 hit points, let's go ahead and play a block. A block will defend any any amount that is on the next hit. So if he was to hit with 10, it would just block that. If they were to hit with 700, it would block that. But one block blocks the next one hit. And you have to use it in the same turn, and if you don't use it, it basically disappears. And then let's do an attack. You can either just click the card and it'll just automatically use it on the one, or you can click and hold, and if there's multiple enemies, you could at this point say, I want to attack this enemy. So, and then here's my hunter marks. So again, it's my passive ability. Once I reach 4, I can make the enemy vulnerable. And that's it for me. I'm all out of energy, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the little key. So now on this one, you can see he's going to attack twice, and each one is going to be hit against 10. We'll take 10 hit points. So if I use stun, I can stun him so that he doesn't actually do anything for his next turn. So this would block both of his hits, so he doesn't do anything. So let's do that, and that's worth 2 action points. Now you can see he's stunned. And then let's play an attack card. Okay. Alright, so he didn't do anything. So again, he's back to just a normal attack of 10. So let's play a block, and we'll do an attack. Now you can see he's vulnerable, so he's red. And you can see down here it actually says he's vulnerable. So it says take a look at the initial passive skill of your class, understanding it will be crucial for your survival. So again, once he's vulnerable, it doubles the damage received from any source. So you can see on here it actually auto-adjusted. So it was doing, I think, 8 to 12. Now it's the 16 to 24 damage. And you have to be careful to use that. He only stays vulnerable for that turn that he became vulnerable. So if you run out of action points and don't have anything else to attack him with, unfortunately, it basically just disappears and you have to build up to it again. Now I could use my Weird Hunter, but he's only dealing 8 to 12 damage, and that's not a lot, so I actually want to just hold on to it for now. Alright, so I have a little bit more. Small Strike, so this will deal 3 hits for 4 to 6 hit points to random enemies. Since there is only one enemy, then it's just going to do all of the hits to him. And you can see he's preparing for a special attack, and I don't know what it is yet. So this means it's going to have one turn where he's actually not going to do anything. So I know for this next turn, he's not going to attack me, but he will attack the turn after. So let's see. So I don't need to do a block since he's not going to attack. So I am going to go ahead and just attack him. Let's do that one. That one. We're up to 24 to 36. Let's see. I'll hold off. Okay, so you can see because he was vulnerable, it was one hit for 24 to 36. Since he's no longer vulnerable, he's back to 12 to 18 for my ultimate ability. You can see now he's going to do a strong attack, and he's going to do 50 damage. Unfortunately, I don't have any blocks or anything, so we're just going to have to hit him. And now he's vulnerable again. So I have one more. So let's hit him for that. And let's go ahead and hit him. Now we're up to 48 to 70. Okay. So again, he's going to hit twice. So now if I wanted to block both hits, I would have to use 2 blocks. So go ahead and do that. And then he is vulnerable, so let's do a hit. And that's it. Okay. And now he's just going to buff himself. So no attack, so I don't have to worry about a block yet. That. Okay. And now because I hit him 3 times, he's vulnerable. So let's do that. And still pretty low. Okay, so you can see the enemy buffed its armor by 10. This means your attacks will deal 10% less damage. Make sure to check out all icons which appear here for important information about combat encounters. So you can see he has an increased armor of 10 until the end of the combat. And then he's doing 200% damage until the end of the combat. So you can see here, instead of, it's still a normal attack, but instead of at 10 damage, he's going to do 20 damage. So let's see what we have. New cards. So this, it would reduce the enemy's armor by 10 until end of combat. So let's do a block. And yeah, let's go ahead and just do that. Okay, so you can see his armor would drop back down to 0. Now he's going to do a strong attack for 40. So let's go ahead and stun him for 2. And we have 1 left. Now you can go negative on your armor, so it's going to reduce it to -10. So you can see there. Still not great. Okay, and he's going to summon an ally, which does not sound good. So I don't need to do a block this turn. Let's small strike it. 4. And let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And I have 1 more, so let's deal that. Alright. Oh, 2 enemies. Well, that's nice. So these are stray ghosts. This enemy performs regular attacks. So he's going to attack twice for 2 damage. So basically, I'm going to be hit 4 times by the ghost. So 2 for that one, 2 for that one, and then 1 time by the big guy for 20. So let's go ahead and do as many blocks as I can. And let's go ahead and deal 3 hits to random. Alright. Go this way a little bit so you can see all of it. I do have a healing potion now, so it can restore 25 hit points. I'm down to 26. So in this game, hit points, once you lose them for the game. You can obviously build them back up using healing, but they won't reset after you're done with your fight. So that is unfortunate. So let's go ahead and just use a healing potion. Double click on it. And let's see. We're going to do small strike. Okay, so that killed the ghost. Let's block 1. And we'll deal 1 hit. We'll get rid of 1. Okay. And he's going to buff. So let's do... Oh, just keep doing that. Okay, we're at 86 to 129. He's going to be vulnerable for 2 turns. So let's go ahead and we'll hold off until the next one. Alright, so a barrier doesn't count as a hit, so it won't count for the hunter marks. And basically a barrier is just extra defense. You have to get through the entire barrier before you can actually do the enemy any damage. And then any extra damage that you are doing would go to the enemy. So he's going to do a hit for 20, so let's go ahead and block. And that one, so we got rid of the barrier. Go ahead and attack. And then, so now I'm up to 136 to 205. And he's going to be vulnerable for a little bit longer. So actually, let's hold on to it for now. Okay, so last tip, and you're on your own. Make the enemy vulnerable, play this card, and then hit him with your ultimate. So I am done. Or, I'm sorry, he is vulnerable. So now I have 3 points. It's going to hit me 4 times. So let's go ahead. I should stun him. I'm not going to. We're going to do that. We're going to do 3 hits. We're going to do the broad reach, which the next hit does plus 100% damage. So we're going to play that. So now I'm at 200%. And now I'm fully charged. So I'm going to do 304 to 456. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so he's down to 271. But he is going to hit me 3 times since I only have 1 block. Okay. So he is vulnerable. He's going to do 2 hits. Let's do a block. So that broad reach actually usually stays, I think. I don't know if it does in this tutorial one, but it will normally stay and populate in your hand every turn or every time. Well, let's do that. Okay, so I could do 3 1 hits and reduce the armor. I could do 1 hit for pretty big. Or I could do 3 hits for 38 to 57 each hit. I'm gonna go ahead and do the small strikes. So it's down to 185. Okay, he's gonna buff again. Let's see. I don't need to block this turn. He's at 3 hunter marks. Go ahead and do that. Put him back down a little bit. Since he's going to buff, he's probably going to increase his armor. Now he is vulnerable. I have 2 action points left. So let's go ahead and use that. And let's go ahead and do the small strikes. So he's bought his armor up to 20, and he's got a barrier of 25. And he's going to hit twice. Now I do have 2 blocks. Probably going to need to use them. And let's do this one just so we can reduce his armor. Okay. He's going to do 4 hits. Let's go ahead and stun him. And okay, it's just 1 attack, so we'll block. We'll do a broad reach. And let's do the 3 hits. Okay, so I got rid of his barrier. And I'm gonna buff again. Now let's do the 3 hits. It's not very much, but it will get him vulnerable. Let's do the broad reach. And he's down to 93. Not quite there, but I'm going to use it. Alright. Okay. Getting down to the wire. He's going to attack the block. Okay. 4 hits. I do have stun. Let's go ahead and use it. And let's deal 1 hit so I can reduce his armor. That's getting painful. Okay. This is gonna hurt. I don't have any blocks. I don't have any stuns. He's gonna hit me for 20 and I have 26 health. So, gonna come down to the wire. I think he's gonna beat me. Let's see. I can do the 3 hits. I can't get him vulnerable. Oh, but it's going to hit the barrier. Well, let's do it. Let's do the broad reach. And let's hit it. He's going to buff. Let's deal 3 hits. Let's do the broad reach. It's 28 points. And I got him. Now, the first time I played, I did not kill him, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so this will tell you usually if you get any rewards like wealth or coins, and then what you've earned, and then these are leveling up.
Well, colour me impressed. I didn't expect that. Have you been here before and I just didn't recognise you? Anyway, after that performance, I'll assume you don't need any more direction. So, I'll send you to your destination. Your main objective for now will be to push forwards, survive, kill the 4 Guardians. Then we'll talk.
We'll say, wait, what happened to my world?
Listen, it's been 4 years since humans landed on these shores. 4 years of strife, fear and hunger. At least that's what you tell yourselves. And 4 years of war you were destined to lose because even the mightiest human wizards are no match for the Avalonians.
Seeing your expression, it makes an impatient grimace, stepping from one foot to the other.
The war you brought here? Well, it wasn't exactly going in your favour. But then that wizard, Merlin? Well, he had an idea. Your king, Arthur, he had another brilliant idea. Both stubborn mules, both playing with powers they didn't understand and were never meant to understand. And so we're here, in this corrupted reality, strung together with the last strand of somebody's goodwill.
All right. So, as you can tell, Tainted Grail takes place in kind of a medieval King Arthur world, but not quite the King Arthur world that we know. All right. So, right now, Slayer is the name of my goal, but we're going to speak to the strange man, which is going to be him. He's a lost soul.
Where your hometown once was, a lone man sits among the remains. He doesn't notice you. Only when you walk right up to him, he turns his blank stare toward you.
It's not my farmhold, is it? I'm from up north, the land of fog. I don't know what happened.
At least that's one thing you have in common.
A creature that looked like a goat told me I'd wake up in a strange place, and that I'd find someone in need of my help there.
The man looks at you for a moment.
I've already made some preparations and settled in one of the tents here. I can't offer you much at the moment, though. This place is different. But you? I've seen an enormous creature out there. A golem of stone. The evil energy it emits is beyond anything I've ever felt. I'd say getting rid of that beast would be a good start.
Okay, so I have a new quest. So my new quest is Slay the Stone Golem. I will tell you, since I've already played this a little bit before, I am not very good at it. I have attacked him. He is very strong, so it did not go well. So you can see at the top here my hit points. I have 100. I have 100 wealth, and I don't have any weird stones. Here's my journal, my character panel. So as you can probably tell, I'm kind of a spirit inhabiting someone else's body, is basically what it is. So yeah, there's just some stuff in here. Let's close. Let's take a look at the journal. So these are my passive skills, so it's the hunter marks. Factions, different cards I've discovered. Nothing there. Discovered the lost soul and the goat. And then for world, I've discovered weird candles and allows you to brave the weirdness without any repercussions. So you can see I have 5 weird candles, currently not burning. Once they burn out, basically the weirdness, which is kind of like the fog of war that you see in a lot of games, will descend, and then you get bad cards in your hand and weird stuff happens. So, alright, so you can see this is the village. I currently don't have anything in here except for my lost soul. And don't think there's anything to get yet. So I can talk and do healing and upgrades. I can buy a healing mixture. But I think I'm going to hold off on that for now. Let's see if he has anything else. So let's ask him, who are you?
I don't remember. And I don't know what I'm doing here, or how I got here. All I know is I'm supposed to be helping you with your quest. All I know for now is that you need to find the rest of the people who are supposed to join us and help them out in their troubles. I don't know. Maybe it will come back? Maybe there's something that could trigger my memories.
Alright, so I have a new quest. So let's see if I can find out. Quests. So all the lost souls. You need to find all of the people who can settle in your village and help them with their troubles. This might trigger the lost souls' memories. So let's go ahead and go out into the weirdness. So you can see at the top here, here's the village, and then you can see it's a branching path.
Good. I caught you before you went out, all on your lonesome. Our mutual friend already told you to slay the stone golem. Perfect. The golem is just a start, though. Even if you do manage to kill it, the further you go, the more dangerous the road will become. And since we're talking roads, you're walking within the weirdness now, and it's dangerous. Take these candles, light them up, and try not to let this damned fog close around you. Got it? Oh, and before you face the golem, look around the area. There's a blacksmith nearby who might be willing to join your village. Finding people like him will be crucial for your survival. Each one will be helpful in a different way. And with that, I'm out. Good luck.
Alright, so new quest is the villagers. Okay, so now I have 8 weird candles. So, you'll be able to return to your village only after you slay the stone golem. Let's go ahead and burn one. So as you can see, it tells you my burn level is high, and then it'll slowly tick down. And then you can see the weirdness got further away. Now I have to find the blacksmith. So let's go on. So I can take either way. Let's go this way. So you can see here's an enemy. It is a stray creature. There's probably the stone golem in the background. So once you enter into that circle, you'll attack them. Let's go fight. Alright, so this is a deformed peasant. This enemy becomes stronger with every hit it suffers. So basically I'm going to want to hit him as hard as I can the fewest amount of times. He has 80 hit points, no head. He has base armor of 0 and he's hitting for 100% damage, and he does 8 to 10 damage. And you can see he's going to do a normal attack for 8 to 10 damage. So I'm going to do a block. Let's do a broad reach. And go ahead and do the one hit for 16 to 24. Okay. And now you can see, because I hit him, his armor, or his base damage, increased by 20% for 1 turn. So he got a little bit stronger. Okay. So as you can see, I got a weird card. Forces of Weirdness, insert them into your hand. Their effect depends on your weird candle's burn level. Use it or be ready for the consequences of not playing it this turn. So my burn level is pretty high. So let me click on this. So this is a weird card. It's a card granted by the weird, and it's removed from your deck after playing, disappears on its own after combat ends. So I can reduce the armor of all the enemies by 25 for this turn, or if I don't play it, on the next turn I can draw 1 card more and increase its cost by 1. So basically, they can be good or bad, these weird cards. This one's a little of both. So it is a positive that I can reduce the armor of all my enemies by 25 for this turn. That would be great. So when I hit them, it'll do more damage. If I don't play it, I still kind of get a positive. I can draw 1 card more, but its cost is increased by 1, and currently I only have 3 action points. So really good I get an extra card, but not so good that its cost is increased. But I think I am going to use it. Let's go ahead and reduce the armor. So that did use a action point. He's going to hit me, so let's do a block. And then let's go ahead and attack. So he's down to 46, and again, his base damage up to 120. Okay. I can't do 46 damage. Let's stun him. Let's attack. And I'm up to 3 hunter marks. Okay, he's going to hit again. Let's do a block. Let's use my broad reach, so the next hit does 100% plus 100% damage. So you can see I'm at 200% base damage. And let's do an attack for 16 to 24. And I'm only at 6 to 9. Now again, he is vulnerable only for this turn. But that's not a very strong one. It's not going to kill him. So... okay, now he's going to do 2 hits for 8 to 10 damage. So we definitely want to kill him this turn. So let's go ahead and do a broad reach. Regular attack for 16 to 24. And I got him. Okay, so you can see my level went up to level 2. I have 114 wealth. So I just got 14 wealth. And now I can pick a new card. So over here it'll show you the cards that I currently have. So I have 7 attack cards and 5 stance cards. So these are the cards that I currently have, and then the number of each one that I have. And then for the stance, I have 3 different cards, and I have 3 of the block cards. So let's see what card I want. So I could do a double block. Gain 1 block this turn and 1 block next turn, so that's good. Especially helpful so I don't have to use an extra action point. It only costs 1 action point, so that's good. Random attack, let's see. Deal 1 hit for 150% damage to a random enemy. Stun a random enemy, and reduce random enemy's armor by 50 this turn. That is really good. It is 2 action points, but that is a really good one. And let's see, counter. Gain 1 block for each enemy alive. That is also really good. But it is 2 action points. Assuming, yeah, it only lasts for that 1 turn. And if there's only 1 enemy out, it wouldn't be worth it. So I'd have to use it anytime there's more than 1 enemy. I really like this random attack. I think I'm going to do the random attack card. Alright. So again, my current passive is Hunter Marks. So every hit you deal leaves a Hunter Mark. 4 Hunter Marks make enemies vulnerable. So I can pick a new one. I have offensive. Offensive. Not offensive. I mean, it could be offensive too. Whenever you hit an enemy, increase your armor by 7 this turn. So that's really good. Enemy or armor will also decrease the hit damage that your enemy will do to you. So that is good. Haste, whenever you kill an enemy, draw 2 cards with its cost reduced by 1. Okay, and Blood on Fire, increase the maximum damage you deal by 6. Oh, that is really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Blood on Fire. Alright, so let's see. So you can see up at the top, it looks like it's showing me where the blacksmith is. So let's go ahead and take a look. So you can see that's stone golem. We're going to avoid him. Obviously, you're going to want to attack as many of the smaller enemies as you can before you go for the stone golem. But you have to be careful you don't use all of your hit points, because again, you can't really heal your hit points unless you have like a healing potion, which I do have 2, so that is good, but something to keep in mind. Let's see if I can scooch past this one. So then you can see my weird candle is burning out, so I'm at low. So it's a much smaller. So let's go ahead and burn it. Usually the villagers are going to be with enemies, so you're going to have to attack some enemies before you can get to the villager. So this one looks like there's 2. Just do it. Go crazy. Alright, so I got a weird candle, or weird card. So deal 1 hit for 16 to 36. Doesn't cost me any action points, so that's amazing. And if I don't play it, then I gain 50% damage on my next turn. So we have a sleeper, which wakes up after absorbing blood of its fallen enemy. Better let it sleep in its petrified shell. So it's 50 hit points, 50 base armor, does 100% damage, and it's 10 to 12 damage. And we have an infected human. He's awfully cute. This enemy's shape and the pulsation of its body suggests that you should be prepared for an explosive surprise. So, it's got 80 hit points, no base armor, does 100% damage. Base damage is 10, and it is immune to stun. So that stun card I have won't do any good. Now you can see up here, it's preparing for a special attack. Going to take 2 turns to do that, so he actually won't attack me until the 3rd turn. So this is kind of where you have to make a decision. Which one do I attack? Do I attack the infected human, or do I attack the sleeper? Now this is actually a perfect situation. Better to attack the sleeper, because then he won't wake up, he won't attack me, unless I were to kill the infected human first. But what makes it even better is that the human is not going to attack me for 3 turns. So hopefully I can get the sleeper killed in the 3 turns before the infected human were to attack. Alright, so let's go ahead and actually use that weird candle. Or weird card. I actually have a broad reach. So let's see if that will work. Well, so 32 to 72. Let's go ahead and play it. Okay, so because his base armor is 50, it decreased the amount of the attack that I did. So he's down to 16, which is a lot better. I still have 2 points of action. That's a painful one. Let's go ahead and reduce his armor. So again, because there's 2, I want to specify which one I'm attacking, so I'm clicking and holding. Okay, so now he's down to 40. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, now he's down to 8. Alright, so you can see this tick down to 1. And he's starting to glow. That's cool. I don't necessarily want to use my broad reach since he's only at 8 hit points. So let's hope we can get lucky. And we do. Perfect. So he's dead. Now I do have 2 points of action left. So let's do the broad reach. And let's do my attack. Alright. So this is my last attack I can do before he the enemy does something. So you can see the enemy is going to attack everyone on the battlefield and buff. So he's going to do a 10 damage attack. So let's do a block. Let's do my broad reach. And let's do a regular attack. Okay. Weird Hunter, 7 to 16. Not worth it yet. Oh! Alright. Cool. This is a flesh-eating maggot. Wow, that's special. This enemy either attacks or buffs its armor and damage. Alright, so he's going to hit for 5 to 7. He's got 50 hit points. His base armor is actually at negative 25, so my hit is actually going to do more damage. And then his base damage is at 5 to 7. I still don't want to get hit, so I'm going to use the block. Let's do a broad reach. And then let's do an attack. Alright, goes down to 14. Okay. Gain 50% damage this turn, or if not played next turn, gain 10 armor. Okay. Now, I'm assuming when it says gain 50% damage this turn, I can increase my base damage from 100 to 150. I think I'm going to kill him anyway this turn, but let's just see what it does. Yes, so it does. So it increases my base for one turn. Perfect. So we'll do the broad reach. And let's just do a regular attack. A 44. Slight overkill, but he's dead. Okay, so I'm still at level 2. Gain 10 wealth. So I'm up to 124. Alright, let's talk to the blacksmith.
A song breaks through the slithering of the weirdness.
I have no hope, no home, no gold. Mine is but misty morning cold.
Not long afterwards, you come upon a man wearing a blacksmith's apron.
Oi, traveller. Want to buy a good anvil? 'Tis all I have, I'm afraid. Me home, you see, went poof. 1 minute there, next minute gone. I found myself here, with this lump of iron for company. I swear to gods it started talking to me not long ago.
So, what do you do? Craft weapons and armor?
Oh, no. I left that life behind quite a while ago. All I'm interested in these days are runestones.
Runestone?
Yes, containers for the magic of giants. Even though you'll usually find them broken, they're extremely powerful. You can use them to enhance your weapons or armor. They will influence your abilities in different ways. Also, when you find 3 of the same kind and rarity, you'll be able to fuse them together. This will make them even more powerful. Here, let me give you some. You can try it later. I'd say that since you know what you're looking for, you should be able to find more of them out there. By the way...
Alright, so I got a runestone, Cracked Gar, and a runestone called Cracked Calc. Okay. What else can you do with these runestones? Cool. So, it gives you the information you can buy from him. So the Cracked Gar is level 1 quality, common rarity. If I use it in my weapon slot, it increases damage by 2. And in the armor slot, it is at the end of the turn, deal 1 hit for 4 damage to all enemies. And they don't have the Cracked Calc. Okay. Back out of that. And I could use someone like you in my village.
You want me in your village? Well, you must first prove you can take care of yourself. Kill 10 bears and... just fooling, for pity's sake. What would I need 10 bears for? Show me the way.
Cool. So, blacksmith is available, villagers completed. Let's leave. So, combat encounters will now drop runestones. When equipped, they can increase your abilities or stats. So that's awesome. I actually think I'm going to stop here with the video. There's a lot more enemies to go. There's someone else over here. You can see there's a little, like a teal colored head. Normally that means that's someone that I can interact with, either a villager or, you know, someone just out here that may sell stuff that I can buy. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop there for now. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Not much action. There was a lot of talking just to get the story going. There will be more action from here on out because it's basically just fighting as many enemies as I can, finding villagers. So I hope you join me for the second video. Don't know when it'll be out, but if you guys like it, please let me know. Go ahead and like the video, comment what you think, your thoughts of this, what other games you might want to see me do a playthrough of, and please subscribe to my channel so you can get notifications anytime I post a new video. Alright, thank you. Bye.
You didn't record any of it?